I had a lot of fear because that initial down payment, 20% on an investment property, was a big thing. And it was scary because the way we financed the first one, like I said, we sold a house and we made some good money off of it. And I ended up buying the next house before selling this other house. I don't know if that makes sense, but and once we did sell the house that we sold and moved, we already moved into the other house. I only put 10% down on the house we're living in now. Once we sold that other house, I used that money to pay for the down payment of the duplex. Because I was like, okay, well, I can put 10% down on this house and I'll have some PMI. My payment will be a little bit higher, but maybe like $200 a month, right? If I only put 10% down instead of 20%. And then I used that other money to buy this duplex, which is cash flowing almost $1,000 a month. So I used the equity in my first house to pay for the duplex, and it's working for me a lot harder than to be working for me sitting in this house we're living in now. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but.
Oh, great way to explain it. And I had a conversation with a really successful young agent, and he was talking about, should I buy a multifamily in this market where, a lot of us think, hey, the market's kind of high or whatever. And, what I think you're explaining and people have to think about is like, you put more down on the house you live in, you're paying down a rate of like 3% or 4%, or maybe it's 5% now that rates have gone up a lot, but you're still paying down a very, very low interest rate thing.
Yep.
You're putting into an investment property and that's throwing off $1,000 a month that's indexed for inflation. So that $1,000 might be, $1,100 next year.
Right.
So
yeah, it's scary to use that money for investment property. It's really scary. And it's scary to think, oh, I don't have a 20% into this home that I'm living in now. That's even scary because you're just taught differently. You're taught, pay it off, get out of debt. But that money, that equity sitting there is just not working for you. Just take some of that equity and use it towards, building your portfolio and getting some investments for retirement.